We're back again and just had completed the class code analysis, both with all the data and with the 19 outliers removed. I rewatched the last video and I just want to follow up on something that I didn't answer, and that is, what is the justification for doing this analysis? Well, I take a systems approach to things, and if there is a consistent rate of a certain type of injury or injuries occurring in a certain place within my organization, to me, that's an indication that either we're not evaluating it properly or the corrective actions we're putting in place are not effective. So, based on that principle, if we analyzed historical data and trend it and find that there are areas, jobs, tasks, job titles, departments, you give the classification, where and what. If they are not decreasing, or at least somehow staying, regular for whatever reason, staying at a flat line, then something needs to be reviewed. Something needs to change. What was it? Was it Abraham Lincoln who said I'm going to quote it wrong. I don't know who it is, but doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. Though I'm as close as there is to insanity. All right. So let's do the next one. Going back to the pivot table. As you remember, so I did I'll zoom this in so you guys can see it. So I've got the class code here. So I'm going to put the class code back in here. And there were two other things that I had looked at in the last one. One was accident location, the other was jurisdiction state. I'm going to put location down. Okay, so we've got some entries here. I'm not really seeing any blanks, which is interesting. But okay, so as I told you before, this next couple parts are going to be fairly easy because we're just replicating. What did I just do? So I'm going to take my class code all. I'm going to copy it. And by the way, your Excel document is going to start increasing in size. I'm just going to move it over here. Now what I'm looking at is accident location. Is that right? Is that what it was called? Yeah, location number. Okay, so now we're doing location number. I'm just going to call it I'll call it location. Location, no. Location all. Okay, I mean, you guys can call it what you want, as long as we can kind of identify what it is. Go down below here. As you can see. All right, so I'm going to be using the same table headings. I'm not going to delete that one. I want it to remain there. So I'm just going to use the same headings. Copy. I'll just put it right here, just so there's enough space. Instead of class code, we're doing location number. And I can go back to my pivot table and I can, I didn't want it to do that. There we go. I want to be able to copy it. Copy. Location all. Put it right here under the table. Paste. There it is. Oh, I already started bleeding into this. Control Z to get rid of it. Oh, I gotta go back and resave it. I gotta double click on a cell to get rid of the saved stuff, and now I can insert. Apologize. I should have done that beforehand. Back to the pivot table. Back to highlighting and copying and pasting and centering, and then I'm going to write totals. I'm going to highlight all of this and I'm going to give it a box, make sure it's all centered, and yeah, 10 was right. Okay, so what column is my location number under? Location J. So this is column J. Now, let's be sneaky, okay? We're going to copy this, put it right here. So what do we have to change? Well, for count if, we're no longer in M, we're in J. Okay, that's done. Okay, over here, we got to change M to J. Everything else lines up. Hit return. All right. Let's bring that over to there. That all automatically updated. All right, let's see if it adds up. This is why I love Excel. If you set things up properly, it really reduces the work. 625, I'll turn this into a percentage. That should be 100%. I hope you guys are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he just did that. All right, I'll have to check these. Oh yeah, okay, the numbers do match up. And I'll drag this over. The numbers match. Okay, you got to remember, so this was the Pareto analysis. So I need to look up here. And the numbers all appear to be matching. This, I drag all the way to the bottom. I suppose if I drag this one more, I should get 100%. I do. The RPN, all I have to do is drag it down, but don't hit the bottom. And if you recall, we highlight all the data. We go under data and hit the sort. A little window comes up. We want to sort by RPN. Largest to smallest. Hit OK. And then we've got one for sure. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe. And I'll come over here and number these like I did before, and we'll find out where's our 20%. And maybe that's what we'll test. So we get 26. 20% of 26 is about 5, I think, 5 or 6. But I also look at the separations, similar to what we did with the outliers, where we'd cut it off. So I will start with the top 5. Again, Mr. Pareto, equal, and I'll just go ahead and do 1, and then plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. The over here is equal to 5 divided by 26, just under 20%. I'm just trying to find out where my priorities are going to lie. That's all I'm trying to do. And there are no real answers. It's just, where should we focus? I'm just going to run this all the way over to here. Turn this into a percentage. Turn this into a percentage. And turn these into currency. Yes. Really need some music in here. So quiet. I may have to figure out if I can play music while I'm working. All right, so what did we get? We do not... Okay, so for just under 20% of the location numbers, we have 43.5% of the claims and about 70.8 or 9% of the total paid. So let's add a few. Let's go to 7 like I originally thought. Again, these numbers are not perfect. Actually, with 7, I'm going to do some. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Center it and run it. Let's see where we lie. Percent. And currency for these. So now we have kind of a balancing act, because 7 divided by 26 is about 27%. All right. So just as I was celebrating it last time, this time it's not so much celebratory. We do have... I tried to zoom in and it went crazy. I don't know why it's been doing that to me. So we have over 20%. So we don't want to go too far above that. Sorry, drinking coffee. It's morning. We got over the 80% for the benefits paid. We're still only at about 59% of the claims, though. So that's interesting. I don't want to skew any further. I'm above this number. I finally got the number I wanted. I don't have this one. So it's a balancing act. It's not a satisfying end, but I'm going to focus on the top 7 here. So in the previous class, we had 2 things we were going to focus on. That's all we had, So there's other things going on in those. It's telling us to ignore these for now. When we went to location, there are 7 locations by location number that they want us to focus on. I mean, really, I could do one more. Should we do one more and just see? Because, I mean, that's by 0.07, and then it drops in half there. Let's see how much more it goes. I mean, again, at this point, all we're doing is attempting to reduce where our focus is going to be, or what our target list is going to be. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so what is this? This is 8 divided by 26. So now we're over 30%. And did we gain a lot? Didn't really gain that much. What am I doing? Oh, I was going to put a box around him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if we were to go top 4, we'd be way under that. But so I'm hesitating. It's either going to be a 5 or a 7, I think. I don't think there's a lot of legitimacy to try and pick like 6, because you see how close all these are. I think what I'll probably stick with is my 7. I think that's going to be the closest to Pareto as possible. Okay, so right about that. Okay, I'll insert my my dubious arrow for where I'm going to be focusing. Right about there. Okay, I'm gonna save my work, file, save as. And now we're doing location number, still week 3. I hope, if anything, me doing this saving and changing the title has some of you do it too. All right, so now what we can do is we can copy the work we just did, copy, and paste. And now this is going to be location 19 outliers removed. I know that what I'm putting down here isn't great. If you've got a better way to do it, fantastic. So what I'm going to do is turn the header row into a filter. And we're going to filter by total paid, high to low. So that brings up all of our outliers. So now what I can do is highlight those rows and cut. Control X. Go down below. Paste them. As you recall, everything updates, but now we may have to resort. So let's take a look. Oh, I gotta zoom in so you guys can see. Yeah, 130 out of work. Did anything change here? Let's see. So I'm going to highlight all the data, including the priorities, because that's the original priority. And I'm going to do sort. I'm going to sort by RPN, highest to lowest, or largest to smallest. It did change. Do you see this? So I'm going to call this now original priorities. I don't know if I spelled that right or not. And this is new priorities. So we can actually compare them. So it didn't happen in the first thing. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. It jumps from 28 to 17. You see how it changed? I mean, that's the power of outliers. And that's why we identified them, ladies and gentlemen. So it didn't do anything. Nothing changed for prioritizing for policy. I'm sorry, just class code. I keep saying policy class codes. That's what I was trying to say. But when we get to location number, 1 still stayed the same. But then the old 4 became 2. The old 2 became 3. The old 8 became 4. That's the power of outliers. That's what it does. Let's see here. Again, I'm going to kind of look. I'm going to try the top 4 and see what happens. So top 5, did it stay the same, the top 5? Yeah, it did. Is there anything here? Okay, so this is where we went before. Remember, I have to divide by the change. So equal this number divided by this number. And I got to take away all of the decimal points. 25. I'm going to try it again right here. Divided by that amount. Get rid of the decimal points. 70. Well, I think we had 80 last time, didn't we? All right, let's try this one. Sorry, my printer's running. My wife's probably printing something, and it's distracting me. Pull out the catcher. Hopefully it doesn't go much longer. 76%. So, we're at 30% over here, which isn't ideal. We're at 63% of the count. Again, we have to kind of weigh where we want the cutoff to be with and without outliers. It looks like it's not really giving us what we might want. 70%, 58, or 26. Excuse me. I kind of think that's where I'm going to stay, to be honest with you. I'm just going to change that. Now I'm going to go up and verify this idea of the top 7. 4, 5, 6, 7 goes to there. Yeah, there's not a clear break, is there? I like to have the clear break. Looks like the break gets down to here. That'd be 10. So almost half in order to get there. That's not cool. I'm really thinking top 4, top 5. Yeah, I'm thinking top 5. I kind of like that a little bit better, just break-wise. But 5 gets us there. I don't know. I really don't know. Something to be decided later. But at least you get to see what happens, why initially we took out the outliers, because of their influence on the RPN. Save my work. All right, we're only at 17 minutes. Shall we go to the next one? I think we shall. Excuse me. I'm going to take the location all, because I start with the alls, and paste it. And then come down here. I'm going to have to clear some room to work. Thing I didn't do before. All right. I know somebody told me there's an easier way to do this. I should really reread what you sent me, because I could use something that would work better. We're at 120, 130. We are going to do the same little thing here. Copy. Paste. This time we're doing jurisdiction state. I'm just going to call it jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. You give me that my diction crap, you can cram it up your rump. Tell me the movie that's from. The cops were going up to arrest Trinity. Yikes. Jurisdiction all. Of course I was talking about the original Matrix, if you're thinking to yourself. All right, we're in column K. That's the state. Mr. Anderson. All right. Column K. And now what we want to do is... we want to go back to the pivot table. And we want to move location number back up here and bring down jurisdiction state. Looks like everything is accounted for. So I will highlight these, copy. And we'll go back to the jurisdiction. Where are you? Here it is. Okay, I need to move this over one. Uh-oh, what? Why? I don't know what's going on here. Whatever, I'll fix that later. Maybe if I'm not on it. What happens if I do this? Okay, that was weird. The arrow was in a different spot. Is it still going to let me do it? Of course not. Why would it? I swallowed a bug. Okay, here we go. Name that movie. Goldie Hawn. Highlight these, and I gotta make totals. You're probably saying, why does he always give us like movie quotes? That's how my brain is constructed. All right, we're gonna highlight these. Paste it down here. Oh, I'm sorry. This is supposed to go right here, right? So we're gonna turn J into K. All right. And that automatically updated. For this, I gotta turn J into K. Hit return. Run this over to there. Everything updated. Highlight the entire row. Run it down. And now let's add them up. Equal sum. All right. This needs to be percentage. Goes to 100. Equal sum. I don't know why I typed it in again. I just, instead of copying it and changing it, I just did it that way. Over to here. All right, do they match up? Indeed, 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 indeed. Verified everything. Center these. Percent, bring it down. Should be 100%. It is. Average, bring it down. It should be 3992, 3992, 3992, 3992. So this is a way to kind of catch ourselves. All right, highlight the data and sort by RPN, high to low. Priorities, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it'll only be 3. We'll have to see. Let's get the numbers and figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I did that. Just highlight it and drag it. All right, we got 13. 20% of 13 is about 3. That could be done. So let's do top 3. 3 out of 13 equal 3 divided by 13. It's 23%. A little above. Not by much. Equal top 3. 1, 2, 3. And drag it. All right, turn this into a percentage. Turn this into a percentage. No, Z, turn this into a percentage. I saw the 8 and I was like, yay. No, of course not. Currency, take away the pennies. All right. So we're over 20%. We're at 72. I'm going to try and go top 4 and see how much of an advantage we get out of it. Equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. I did that wrong, I know. We're up to 60%. 78%-ish. That may be the best we can get, because then there's quite a jump right there. I'm kind of thinking, focus on these. Yeah. I mean, again, this is pre-removal of outliers. So, yeah, I'm thinking, oh, it's equal 4 divided by 13. We're already at 30%. Cannot go higher than that. We didn't reach our goal, but this is the trade-off you make. Yeah, so that's probably about right. I'm going to file, save as, and now this is week 3 jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. Good. All right. Now we are going to copy and paste and turn the top row into a filter. Sort by, where did that go? Okay. Sort by total paid high to low. We have our 19 outliers. Highlight the rows. Cut. Don't delete. Scroll down. Scroll Scroll over. Paste. Everything updated, and we just have to figure out what we want to do. Okay, zoom in. I know, I heard ya. Can't see it. Okay. We're going to resort. So data, sort. This will again be by RPN, high to low. Largest to smallest. It did change. The fourth became the first. That's funny. Original. New. Oh, new priorities. I gotta turn that into an 8, I think. It is an 8. Why is it? Oh, it seemed bigger to me. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just see what happens. We'll do the 3 and the 4 again and just see. Oh, it already did it for us. Duh. It's all right there. We have to recalibrate based on this new change. So equal what it is to what it could be. I'm going to do them both at the same time. Let's see what happens. Not ideal. Not ideal. It's interesting that we have 4, or what was 4 is now 1. Again, that's what happens with the outliers. But interestingly enough, the top 4 all stay the same. So to me, we're going to look at the top 4 jurisdictions here and see what's going on. That's what I'd say with that. Especially when they all kind of stay like this. Is the 5th the 5th? I don't know. Could be. I mean, we could do a top 5, but then we're really, starting to get away from what it was. Let's see, if we were to go 5 here. Yeah, those are too close. I'd have to do 5 and 6. But when I go back here, 5 would be all I'd really need to do. Spell it right. Jurisdiction. 19, outliers removed. So that's where I'm going to end this. So what did we find out? Let's first save our work. What did we do? With the outliers removed, we have 3 different where things are occurring categories. With the class code, we'll have 2 priorities. That simplifies things, but maybe it won't give us the level of proximity that we want of where to focus. Location number adds another, layer. We can maybe we can narrow between 2 of them. We'll see. Or maybe the state is a good way because there's 4 of them, but it doesn't cover as much. So we'll be exploring that after we do the cause. And what I do is I try to then next week. What we'll do is having our prioritized where to focus and what to focus on as far as a cause. We will then start combining to find out within these 2, what are the major causes? Within these, what do we select? Within these 7, what are the major causes? And that'll lead us to the next step where we'll start forecasting where we're seeing the highest risk priority numbers in that group. Yes, it gets a little complex, but what we're doing is we're narrowing down based on what the data is telling us, trying to use the Pareto ratio to tell us where the cutoff is, where we should just focus on these for now. Is there any value in there? And the ones that don't have anything in them, which usually the lower priorities, we'll just let those go. And we'll just try to focus on the ones that have the more claims, more benefits paid. And then we can trend those to find out, are they going up? Are they going down? Are they staying the same? Is it indeterminate because it's all over the place? But that'll give us our basis for doing things the way we've been doing it, changing nothing. This is what the company can expect in the coming years. And possibly this is what the company can expect their EMR to do in the next several years if we do nothing. Therefore, let's go to these places, study these things, talk to these workers, talk to these supervisors, and find a different way. Okay? Remember, that's how I started this. The corrective act. So either the investigation needs to be different or the corrective actions need to be different. Something has to change in order to trend downward. Ideally, we want to eliminate, but if we can't, we have to explore other options. And that's what it's all about.